Shalom, Irv Kirshenblat, Ritual Director, Beth Tikva, Toronto, Canada. In my many travels to the East, I often heard a chant which many believe to be the basic sound of the universe. Om. Om. Certainly meditative and calming to some, but fundamental to my world are not only sounds but feelings and words of the heart. I often wondered what it would be like to take a sound from the East and put it together with words and feelings of the heart. I have a message to be delivered for the upcoming festival of Pesach, Passover, and I want to do it in a bit of a different way from what is usual, at least for me. I would like to do it through sound and words, so I have chosen a bowl for my sound and for words. What better language than through Yiddish, a Yiddish lullaby for the feelings of the heart. Once there was a story. Amol is gewein a Meise, und der Meise is gar nicht freilich. Der Meise hat sich auch nicht mit a jüdischen Melech. Lilinke, mein Feigele, Lilinke, mein Kind, Gott ungeboren als Liebe, weil es mir Wind. Amul ist gewinn am Meilech, der Meilech hat gehabt am Malka, der Malka hat gehabt a Weingarten, in Weingarten ist gewinn a Beimale. Lilinke, mein Feigele, Lilinke, mein Kind, Gott ungeboren als Liebe, weil es mir Wind. Das Beimele hat gehabt a Zweigele, Eufen Zweigele ist gewinn a Nestele, in Nestele hat gelebt a Feigele, das Feigele hat gehabt a Fliegele. Lilinke, mein Feigele, Lilinke, mein Kind, geboren geworden als Liebe, weil es mir Wind. Der Melech ist abgestorben, die Malka ist geworden verdorben, das Zweigele ist abgebrochen, das Feigele von Neste an Fliegen. Lilinke, mein Feigele, Lilinke, mein Kind, geboren geworden als Liebe, weil es mir Wind. Benehmt als Chochem, soll kennen die Sternen zeilen, vernehmt als Doktor, soll kennen mein Herz heilen. Lilinke, mein Feigele, Lilinke, mein Kind, geboren geworden als Liebe, weil es mir Wind. And for those who don't speak or understand Yiddish, once upon a time there was a story, and this story is not very happy. The story began with a Jewish king. Lulinke, lullaby, hush, my little bird. Lulinke, lullaby, my child. I have lost such a love. oh woe to me, the hurt. And that refrain goes over and over each paragraph. And it continues. The king had a queen. The queen had a vineyard. In the vineyard was a tree. Lulinkin my feigale, Lulinkin my kind. The tree had a branch. On the branch was a nest. In the nest lived a bird. Lulinkin my feigale. Hush, my child. I have lost such a love. Oh, woe is me, what hurt. The king died. The queen became desolate. The branch broke. The bird flew away from the nest. Hush, my little bird. Hush, my child. I have lost such a love. Oh, woe is me, what hurt. Where can one find a wise person that can count the stars? Where can one get a doctor who can heal my heart? Lulinkin my feigale, Lulinkin my kind. I have lost such a love. Oh, woe is me, what hurt. The lullaby is indeed very sad, but it is expressive of our history and representative of various emotions. I think it is also revealing of what many of us may be thinking and feeling in our isolation, especially as we find ourselves physically and spiritually distanced and separated from our communities and especially our families. We usually think of kings and queens as leaders, heads of state, whether symbolic, figurative, or otherwise. In Judaism, the creator, the wise, the strength, our very roots, whether historical or religious, in poetry or through song, have always played a fundamental and relevant role and purpose. We have biblical kings, notably David and Solomon, and from the house of David, the Mashiach, the Messiah. We have Queen Esther and the Shabbat Queen. And we never forget Adon Olam, Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King, Hashem. I believe that for Passover, we should not only imagine ourselves, but we should be as kings and queens at the head of our domains. The foundation of the Jewish people, the trees of life, our families, as represented in the lullaby, through a tree with branches, nests, and birds, should be obvious. The associations of common bonds, the sufferings throughout our history, the Exodus, the Seder, the food, they are all intertwined like the vines of a grapeyard. Traditionally, we are royalty. We are garbed in our royal robes. We put on our talits, our prayer shawls, and wrap and don ourselves with our crowns, or ornaments of glory, our tefillin. In marriage, are not the chatan and kala, the bride and groom, regarded, clothed, accompanied, indeed feted and carried, as a king and queen? De mezinke, many of us have a tradition of honoring parents who have just witnessed the marriage of their last child. The circle dance with the parents seated on chairs, their thrones in the middle of the dance floor, with the bride and the groom at their side, and they have just crowned their parents with wreaths or flower crowns. And each guest from the circle coming forward to honor, indeed to pay homage to the parents with hugs, kisses, and the words Mazal Tov. Every Shabbat we are reminded of our connection as a people, indeed our marriage to the Almighty, as we, as royalty, meet, greet, and accompany the Shabbat Queen in song and action. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon. And at the Seder, as at the Shabbat table, food and song, plus stories, but with the Haggadah. But who this year, my friends will ask? Tatechel der Fragen, der vier Kashes. Ma nishtana halayla hazeh mikol halelot. This Pesach, this Passover, will obviously be different from any which my wife, Linda, and I have ever known or experienced. We will sit at an empty table. We can only dream, as Jews used to dream about what was, what we once had, and with great hope, what will be. But we have to remember the sayings, that jeder Yid is a melech und a malka of Pesach. Every Jew is a king and a queen for Passover. Indeed, our table will still be set out and fit for royalty. We will still lean to the left while we drink wine and eat. We will still celebrate our emancipation, our freedom, and we will greet Eliyahu, the prophet Elijah, with a full cup of wine. We will still give thanks for all that is good and all that we have. We will have our afikomen, and we will complete our Seder with the traditional words next year in Jerusalem. But this year we will add our prayers and hopes for health and well-being and l'chaim, to life. Our prayers will be that our nests will never ever again be empty, that the birds, our children, will again return to our tree and share in its fruit and in our vine garden. I would like this time to dedicate the words of Yiddish in this particular message to those who are very dear to me, my family, especially those who grew up and whose native tongue, the Mamaloshan, Yiddish. My parents, Joel and Rosa, Aleichem Shalom. My mother-in-law, Paula, Zichrona Livracha, and my father-in-law, bless him with health and strength as he approaches the age of 98. I wish from myself, my wife Linda, and our family, to you and to your families, a Freilich and Kushrin Pesach. May we all be together again soon, and may we all be well, safe, and healthy.